Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, family and friends. This is the West Best Media present Ivory Coast, the final domino in France African Empire. Yes, the Ivory Coast is showing signs of cracking. And what would that mean for France? Again, my name is Never Philpots, and this is the West Best Media present. Ivory Coast, the final domino in the France African Empire, and it's slowly cracking. One by one, they have broken away free from Paris' grips. But now, the Ivory Coast is in the crosshair. If Abidjan falls, France won't lose another ally. It will lose a major foothold in West Africa. And Emmanuel Macron, that and for Emmanuel Macron, that could be the end of France as a global power. This is the Ivory Coast, the final domino in the France African Empire. In 2022, Mali kicked out the French troops, ended decades of military cooperation, and turned to Russia for security. In 2023, Burkina Faso followed. Then Niger, one of France's key Iranian suppliers, shut the door, expelled the ambassador, and joined the AES alliance with Mali and Burkina Faso. That alliance now formed a military alliance and political bloc that has completely cut France out of the Sahel region. And here's things. These weren't just symbolic loss. France's entire counterterrorism network in West Africa was built around these countries. Once they left, the structure collapsed. The Ivory Coast is not Mali. It's not landlocked, and it's not poor. It's a large economy left in France's West Africa orbit. Abidjan is home for the largest French military base in Africa, and it's a hub for trade, shipping, importantly for the CFA franc. The currency system that France still control. French giant like Bolier, Total Energy, Borges rake in billions through ports, energy, and construction deals. Unlike the Sahel states, the Ivory Coast has been relatively stable under President Alassane Ouattara, who is openly pro-France. Now, where it gets dangerous for France and Paris. If the Ivory Coast defect, whether to change of government or mass public rejection of France, the CFA franc could collapse overnight. Senegal, Benin, Togo, Chad, all could follow. That's over $200 billion in African GDP slipping out of France. And with that goes France's influence in Africa, trade deals, UN voting blocs, and even EU foreign policies leverage. Remember, Africa isn't just a cocoa and coffee. It's about strategic, mineral, shipping lanes, and geopolitical clout. For Macron, the Ivory Coast is the last stand. He can't afford another loss. That means pouring money into aid, infrastructure, military cooperation to keep Ouattara in his power, or whoever replaces him pro France. But here's the problem: China, Russia, Turkey, and the AAC bloc are all circling. They're offering better deals, no colonized baggage, political respect. France hasn't shown in decades. And the streets of Abidjan, they are not blind. People see Mali, people see Niger and Burkina Faso standing on their own, and they're asking, why Ivory Coast? Why Ivory Coast can't stand on its own? And the streets of Ivory Coast is full of demonstration as of today. The people are tired of France and Ouattara. If the Ivory Coast leave, it's not just another African country breaking free. It's the keystone of France post empire that will be gone. It will turn Macron France from a global player into into a European midweight overnight. The final domino is shaking. Question is, will Macron catch it, or will history push it over? Yes, Macron and France is in deep trouble. France's economy is not doing as great as before. So, with the Ivory Coast is in limbo. The now president is taking drastic measures. He has banned his three major opponents from running. But my question is, will the people and the leaders of these other parties pull a Senegal? Let me explain what I mean by that. Remember when Macky Sall was president of Senegal? He jailed his most fierce opponent, which was Ousmane Sonko. And he also jailed the president Diomaye Faye. Faye was let out of prison, but Sonko wasn't until the last minute. But while Sonko was in prison, He endorses Faye to be his successor of his party. He was let out of jail roughly about 2 weeks before the election, but he was ineligible to run as president. And again, like I said, he endorses his best friend, Daniel Faye, for the position. And they had a landslide victory. Faye is now the president. Sanko is the prime minister of Senegal. So will the Ivory Coast people pull a Senegal and France? I know the people are sick and tired and sick of France, and they want to break away. This means that if they break away, it's the end of France. But will France pull out all its tricks in the book? Will it put its military in the streets like it did several years ago and suppress the oppositions or even arrest them? France is desperate. Macron is terrified. But the people of the Ivory Coast is tired. I'm watching this keenly because if the people vote for an unknown person just to get rid of France and Ouattara, that's the final nail in the coffin for France. The only other two strongholds he has is Togo and Benin. And I guarantee you those will fall within maybe a year, the most. And also, if Macron lost the Ivory Coast, you can look for Chad and Senegal to move much faster in joining the AES alliance. So, my friends and family, tell me what you think. Drop a line in the comment. Share, like, and subscribe to help build this channel. We're not just building a channel. We're building a channel based on truth and facts and African liberation. African liberation means total liberation for Africa around the world. The way I look at Africa now, Africa has 6 regions: North, South, West, Central, and the diaspora. That's the 6th region. Getting that 6th region together to operate as one will be the most powerful force in the world. I will go much deeper into what this alliance means and talk more about an upcoming book. It's called Africa Rise, Babylon Fall. So watch out and listen and subscribe. Thank you and have a blessed day.